let's get started. Thank you for being here for the second edition of Amateur Spirit. As you know, the principle of Amateur Spirit is that a small jury made of skilled amateur testers from around the world meets online to test blindly from several samples, all the same spirit, of course, and reach an agreement together for which is the most exceptional and will be bottled. So this is unique. Nobody is showing the actual selection process, but we are doing this now. We want to be transparent and actually share what happens during the selection process with these amateur testers. For this second jury, welcome to Nicolas, Shane, and Sten. Can you guys introduce yourselves? Maybe we can begin by Sten.
I'm Sten from the Netherlands. Was introduced to cognac by my grandparents, but then switched to Armagnac. So I'm primarily I'm a brandy drinker, primarily Armagnac with some cognac and Calvados thrown in as well. Got a reasonable collection of stuff, and then you run into other folks like Shane and the German folks and the Norwegians, and to find kind of niche cool stuff to drink.
No French guys.
Well, slowly, but I'm also still working on my French. So,
you know, French don't drink cognac or Armagnac, so it's normal. Okay, thank you, Sten. Maybe as you want, Nicolas.
Okay, hello, Nicolas from France, near Paris. Originally,
unfortunately, Nicolas doesn't drink the good stuff because he's French, so he's going to have to recuse himself.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to listen to you guys all the sweet stuff.
Sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, I'm French, and I happen to drink sometimes cool stuff too. Originally, I come from rum, which I started drinking back in 2000, something like that, following a trip to Martinique, and it went downhill from here. And then I started writing for a blog, and then I started writing for websites and magazines, and that's it. And then recently I've been opening two more spirits and Aurélien is partly responsible for that, because he had me drink lots of Armagnac and cognac and very nice stuff. So thank you, Aurélien, by the way. So I'm very happy to be here with you guys.
Hi, I'm Shane Pearlman from the Canary Islands. Although yes, this is an American accent that you hear. C'est français. I guess some spirits background. I have a lot of fingers in a lot of places, but I've run tastings for lots of people for years as a hobby. And so I've run tastings across all kinds of spirits. I've done a lot of group splits, large groups of people. I got into Armagnac and cognac because we ended up having a group of about 30 people who wanted to do a brandy tasting, and I never tried anything. And so I went on to Facebook, found a place called Serious Brandy, and said, hi, I've been entrusted with $3,600 to put on a really interesting brandy tasting. What should we try? And so that began a really fun exploration in putting that tasting together, and led me down the rabbit hole. And Armagnac, of all things, is sort of where I got really most excited. I come from bourbon and then scotch and other whiskeys and eventually rum and then brandy. Basically, it's every category got too expensive to be able to really find good things at a cost. I'd go to the next category. And I have yet to be kicked out of brandy. they're still really wonderful spirits at a reasonable cost for the time being, and so I spend quite a bit of my energy and time there.
Remember, First Jewelry chose an amazing Tuileries 84 Bazar Armagnac, and this was a success. This time, I wanted to present you cognac, and it took time because I want to select spirits from producers only, and not from negociants. So I visited a lot of wet and dusty cellars for months, and in order to find good enough cognac for you guys for the next jury. So we have 3 samples that come from the cru Bons Bois. And why Bons Bois? Well, I love all the different cru of cognac, but I wanted to offer something special, something more rare and exclusive. If you are ready, let's go for the first sample. The number 1.
Me, I have a few tannins, and can feel the tannins are still young. I don't know how old it is exactly, but I can feel something green and resinous. I feel the tannins are still very, I would say, dynamic, not yet fully melt.
I definitely find the green garden vibe. I get a lot of floralness too, but
Yeah.
that green to me, like the first thing I smelled is roasted green bell pepper. So not as sharp as it is when it's fresh, like when it's been cooked a little, but there's something green there.
Yeah.
But a lot of floral for me. Jasmine and bloom, like honeysuckle. There's something oily in the nose, like lavender. That's sort of very floral, but has some depth to it.
Yeah.
Spring is the vibe for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Sten? You and I rarely overlap on tasting.
No,
notes.
this is. I was really thinking flowers, and grassy, fresh cut wood kind of. Like it's getting close to like unripe peaches, but not really. But that's like.
But I get the unripe peach on the palate.
Yeah.
Like I just took my first taste, and the first 100%.
Yeah.
It's quite powerful.
Yes,
yeah, in a nice way. I noticed the tannins though on the palate, Nico. You were saying you noticed them independent, like in a way that you get, I don't know, like in white tea or something like white or green tea, something where you notice that like metallic-y taste that tea sometimes has.
Yeah. To get something a bit burnt, but like I don't know how you say that in English, but dry fruits,
like cuit or something,
like nuts, or... like toasted nuts, toasted.
I like the notes. I mean, a lot of mine are like there's something that's almonds as well. Back to that sort of like a little bit of acidity and astringency, but in a way that I find pleasing. Like it's not an unpleasant. And there's like just a hint of mintiness in a way that I can still tolerate. I struggle with mint or eucalyptus as taste profile. It's not something I enjoy, but here it's working for me. It's gentle enough.
About the nose, I was about to say it has something like a enthusiastic. It comes out of the glass and it wants to show what it has. And now that I tasted it, I think the ABV explains this character of which comes out of the glass.
Although I've
Very
noticed the higher the ABV, usually the more closed the nose is. I mean, I've noticed that especially a lot in my spirits lately. I distill a little, and stuff comes out of the still between 72 to 78%, sometimes 80, and you smell it. You can't smell much. You've got to water it all the way down into the 50s before it really gets to the point where it opens.
Yeah. I think that peach came out at one moment in the discussion. I have very much of this peach in the length, in the aftertaste.
What's the word?
Quince, bit of quince in the finish.
Quince.
Yeah.
Quince.
Like quince.
Oh, yeah.
Quince jam in the finish.
Kumquat.
Kumquat?
Because it has that sourness and that sweetness together. It's not super citrusy, but it does like a kumquat marmalade.
Yeah.
It's okay for you for the number one? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
It's just the number one.
Hey, it's a good start.
It's a good start. So, number two, please.
You mentioned coffee on the last one. This is more like leather and rich and coffee. And...
Yeah.
Forest as well, for me at least.
Almonds.
Say that again.
Stone fruit eau de vie. That's that's something I like a lot.
It smells great. Anything else, then?
It's for me. This also has like walking through the woods kind of. I went to the Black Forest a month ago, and it's like if you walk there and you pass by an orchard, a bit of wood, bit of fruit, bit of leather indeed, the kind of mushrooms by the side, like very, very balanced. It's not very harmonious nose.
Yeah. Much more mature.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good. Kind of minty though.
It's very good. I have some dried plum, like a little bit of an Armagnac vibe, a little bit.
And then maybe dark chocolate malt balls. I used to get those at the movie theater, but they were the milk chocolate. But I've seen dark chocolate versions that.
Yeah, with dried resins, chocolate resins, almost rum resin. that kind of vibe.
And cherries for me, like it has a.
Yeah.
Like
that's the dominant
Kirsch, plum eau de vie, kind of stone fruity.
Yeah.
Like aged Kirsch kind of would be very, very nice. Stone fruity.
And cassis as well. Yeah. I would add cassis. Hold on, what's that? Currant. Black currant in English.
And it's really, harmonious. Really a nice, it's a nice trip in the Black Forest.
Okay, so another good one.
Yes.
Better than the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Okay, but a third one, if you are ready.
Yes. Something different again. Wow. This time we're back with more volatile stuff in the first approach?
All right, so the first thing I get on the nose is a little bit of like hippie incense, like sandalwood, or patchouli.
I think it's opening on something a little bit candy-like.
This smells like a. This has the kind of acetone that you would expect on an Armagnac.
Oh yeah.
There is a small note to me of like I don't know if there's another name for it that isn't. So I live in Spain, and around Christmas, a lot of the places start making almond turron. Turron is it's like a little bit of nougat, and sometimes there's chocolate, sometimes, but it's usually nougat and almonds. It has a little honey in it. It has that sort of slightly sweet, nutty smell.
Something like a soft wood, soft and young wood, but without the tannins, just
balsa wood for sure.
It's like the
Oh,
wood
this palette's much better than I thought it'd be.
The wood workshop stopped for a bit of Touron. That's
So,
and they have a bit of glue.
the palate has a really cool sweetness.
Yep. Mm. Mm.
Palate, I get chamomile tea with honey.
It's very it makes me salivate a lot and wanting for more.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a good sign. I thought the ABV would feel higher than that, but it doesn't, because it's really, really fat.
You will have more. You will have a bottle.
Yes.
If you choose this one.
Yeah, it's perhaps a bit less complex for me than the previous one, but the flavors that are there are just very, very pleasant.
Yeah, and not so common, I would say.
So chamomile tea with honey, either white peach or maybe nectarine. I don't know, something in the sort of the white stone fruit base. Mirabelle, maybe.
It's like
All kinds of plum.
a French fruit tart with frangipane, like almond butter, stone fruit, and a bit of and a good amount of wood.
Yeah.
Ooh, and a little meringue on top, just to explain the burst of sweetness in my mouth.
Yes.
What's your choice? What's your choice between the three samples?
Oh, I have to try this just a bit more.
Number two, and number three?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to taste again the number two.
Two different spirits, two different ways, two different envie. I don't, the English word doesn't come right now, but
well, that's pretty good too. You could do no wrong, both of you. You can skip number one. I like it, but it doesn't compare to the other two.
Okay.
Yeah.
There.
In my opinion.
I agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah. And sort of get its groove on.
Yeah.
Number two was impressive right away.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less original, but so charming in the end. So.
And I'll admit too that, well, two for me, the nose and the palate were really well aligned. I went from one right into the next, and they made sense to me. Where on three, I went from a nose where I was like, this is going to be some kind of real floral, real herbal thing, and I don't really usually like that. And I went in the palate, and I was like, oh, no, this is actually a wonderful palate. but I wasn't expecting that coming from the nose.
Yeah.
So do we need to arm wrestle between 2 and 3?
Yeah. So, Nico,
Yes.
your opinion between the number 2 and number 3?
For me, on the palette, the number 2 wins hands down, because now it has rested in the glass. I still have quite a lot of liquid, but it smells like it's solidified. You know, it's plum butter, like Shane explained before. It has some thickness that's a real promise for the tasting. And the second is still a bit, fighting. It's still fighting my nose a little bit. So on the nose, the second wins. I have to take the time to taste once more both.
I think the second has the advantage of that it's just very pleasing and balanced, and the nose matches the palate indeed, and it just with the third one you actually might want to have samples and just say, okay, this is weird, and let's but for a full bottle, it's actually like if you look at what you would actually drink a full bottle of, then the second might be the better one.
I also find, part of what I really enjoy about it is that the second one is a really interesting crossover. I often find myself looking for spirits in a category that I think will really appeal to people coming from other categories. And part of what really attracts me to number 2 is that I could see sharing this with bourbon buddies who don't know cognac, and then being like, oh, I see a lot of things here that I know I like. I like chocolate notes. I like leather notes. I like cherry notes. These are things that I look for in spirits. I know a lot of people really like heavily sherry scotches. And this is like a wonderful crossover for somebody who's coming from those flavor profiles. So it's like, to me, whether that's a compliment or not to spirit, everybody has their own opinion. But I think from that angle, this stands out in the range of people that it can appeal to. Like, I always struggle with helping with picks because I have a really eccentric palate and I know it. And so I tend to like things that challenge me. I tend to like things that edge into the neurotic. At the same time, I can also appreciate when there's something that I like and I'm fairly confident other people will like, because I know that's hard for me to find. And so it's unusual to find one that checks both the Shane box and I think everybody else is going to love the 2 box. So I'm a strong number 2. Although if you handed me a bottle of number 3, it would get opened and it would sit in my shelf.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So
yeah,
that's what I have to say about that.
Like, as an Armagnac drinker, I think number 2 is like the Tariquet, the like you think it could be more characterful and interesting and challenging, but actually when you look at it, you like, okay, this is so pleasant to drink. Actually, I might drink this. Like I need more bottles of the stuff that's easy to drink than the stuff where you have one glass and you're done.
Exactly.
No, but sometimes you get a spirit where it's just so easy to drink as well, and then you think, okay, this is just easy, but there is like, I like them both a lot, but so I'd be happy with both, but the second one has the drinkability on top.
Okay, I think it's gonna be the second one. So I think it's time to reveal the winner. Okay, so the location, very close to the sea.
Okay.
Close to Talmont. There's a lot of winemakers in this place. The name of the estates is Domaine de la Prénellerie. No, nobody knows.
No.
It's normal. Nobody knows. It's a very small estate, which make cognac since 1972. This cognac is made of Uni Blanc. So this is a cellar, which is quite wet, but I saw cellar much wet than this one. So the proof is quite high for this one, 51 degrees.
Wow.
Okay. Cool.
And the year, can you guess? Can you guess the age of this cognac?
1987. That's my guess.
Yeah, from the 80s. I would have said in the 80s too, but
Okay.
I don't know. I would have said a bit older, 82. Let's say 82.
And Sten, do you have an idea?
I would also guess 80, so I'll go for 85.
You are good. You are very good.
Oh.
I get the prize.
83. And the producer, Frédéric Bionneau, and thanks to him, we have a very good cognac to bottle now. What about the price? How much would you spend to buy a bottle? It's a very tough question.
Very tough.
83, 51 degree. Bons Bois.
It's a good one too.
Yeah, I think the kind of reasonable price would be between 150 and 200.
That's with IVA, right?
Mhm.
With that. I was thinking at 140, this is an easy buy. At 160, I feel totally like that's an appropriate price. At 180, I start going like, well, can I get a sample before I buy? Now, personally, having tried it, I'd probably feel comfortable buying it. And if you get over 200, I need to try it before I even consider it. That's sort of where I would be on the Nico. This isn't rum, so that's what
I was saying.
Where are you present?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, coming from Rome, 1982, I would say 3,000 euros.
So maybe around 150
Yeah.
is good for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? I can't reveal the label, of course. It's not ready. In a few days, when the film will be edited, you can reserve your bottle as usual on the Tiny website, amateurspirit.com. And of course, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for persisting and shipping to Africa. Sorry, it was so hard.
Yes, by the way, all bottles will carry your name on the back label if you are that.
Class.
The same as the first bottle, the Tuileries. And for the future editions, we'll have a sample of 20 centiliters of each selection.
Awesome.
Wow.
Nice. That's
That's
awesome.
very generous.
Thank you for watching. We hope you liked it. Tell us what you think in the comments, and go to our website, amateurspirit.com, to buy a bottle if you want. But be aware, it's only available for sale for 7 days. Afterwards, we will bottle and ship. And of course, you can also sign up for our newsletter. And I hope that you appreciate the second edition of Amateur Spirit. The selection is made openly and transparently by amateurs and not professionals. And we only produce what you order. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And bye-bye.
Thanks a lot, Aurélien. Thank you, guys.
Ciao.